Hello, welcome to this short video introduction to the lovely and challenging book of Amos. Now, Amos, in terms of the 12 minor prophets, was one of the very first to have his prophetic messages written down. He saw himself as God's spokesman to the northern kingdom. The northern kingdom had separated from the kingdom of Judah after King Solomon's reign. And he prophesied to it. He went to the religious centre in Bethel and spoke against the injustice that he saw going on in the northern kingdom. And this has been discovered in a fascinating way through some archaeological discoveries at a place called Tirzah. They've discovered that at one stage in history there was all the houses about the equal size, and clearly it looks like a sort of classless existence. But 200 years later, the situation had changed, and there were a few very, very privileged large houses, and then the majority of the community were living in very poor, small accommodation. And that indicates that there was the rich were bullying the poor. And that is the essence of Amos's message. And he goes to the northern kingdom and he speaks powerfully to them, and he tells them that it doesn't matter how lovely and sincere and beautiful their worship is, if it is not backed up by justice in the community, and particularly looking after the rights of the poor, it is an insult to God. And God will have nothing to do with it. It's a powerful message. The second point that Amos says is that this applies not just to the people of Judah and the people in the northern kingdom, but it applies to all the world. And thirdly, that since God's people were consistently bullying the poor and abusing them, and practicing injustice, and at the same time were thinking that they were special and they were longing for the day of the Lord, because that would be the day when their influence over the community wouldn't just be over the community, it would be over all nations, is that actually because of their injustice, the day of the Lord, when it comes, would be a day when they lose their privilege. And the powerful thing about this little book of Amos is that is exactly what happened. Just a matter of years after Amos had prophesied, the enemy came in and overran the country, and these people were taken off and they never returned. And it's a sober lesson. They lost everything. Amos chapter 5 and verse 24 is a key verse. But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-ending stream. And for Christians, this book emphasizes the importance of looking after those who are poor and fighting for justice for them.